Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as, "I'm a guy who has been living alone in an abandoned, ghost town, for over 6 months. I bought the town just over 2 years ago. AMA." This post received 42,297 upvotes. Posted by HK Austin. The post reads as follows. "Hey Reddit. My name is Brent and in July 2018 I purchased the former mining town of Cerro Gordo with my biz partner John and some friends. Cerro Gordo was once California's largest producer of silver and once had nearly 5,000 residents and 500 buildings. Today, there are 22 buildings left, and I'm working to restore the town for more to be able to enjoy it. It's an important piece of history. They pulled nearly $500 million worth of minerals out of Cerro Gordo, and in its heyday, the town averaged a murder per week. That's led to many paranormal experiences, rumors about hidden treasures, and many more legends around the town. I came up here in mid-March to act as caretaker. I imagine coming up for a few weeks. It's been over 6 months now. During that time here was a few snowstorms, a devastating fire, earthquakes, a flood that washed out the road, and a lot more. I did an AMA back in March or April and a lot of Redditors suggested I start taking videos of the experience, so now I post on YouTube and Instagram about the town. This video is recap of the 6 months here. The 6 months has definitely changed me fundamentally and I plan on staying here full time for the foreseeable future. Anyway, I'm here hanging in my cabin, and figured I'd do an AMA. So, AMA. Proof. Photo of town today. A comment from user big_tiz says, "How much did the town cost and how were you able to afford it?" This comment received 6014 upvotes. A comment from user dogquote says, "Similarly, what sort of liability did you accept when you bought it? I'm thinking of any potential environmental hazards left from the mining company, or the structures deteriorating, leaching lead or oil or asbestos or whatever. And liability to people driving through, coming to visit, etc." This comment received 1062 upvotes. In response, the original author HK Austin replied, "There's a lot of liability with an old mine. The one I'm most concerned with is people falling in old mine shafts. We have signs at the entrances of most and barbed wire, but it's still a threat. In terms of environmental, they had inspected before and not raised issue on the property." This reply received 1793 upvotes. A reply from the original author HK Austin says, $1.4 million. I put essentially my life savings into it. Convinced a lot of other people to put in, and took short-term loans in order to close. This reply received 7444 upvotes. A comment from user GuitarFox says, "What's it like to be the most desirable bachelor in town?" This comment received 6923 upvotes. A reply from user Blaha404 says, "You're forgetting the goats." This reply received 2494 upvotes. A comment from user VixDog11 says, "Do you have water, electric and sewer? If so, will the current system support what you're looking to do?" This comment received 1347 upvotes. A reply from the original author HK Austin says, "I have electric. I don't have water or sewer. I use outhouses. Water has been the missing puzzle piece here for nearly a century. The town used to use springs that were supported by Owens Lake. Owens Lake was drained as part of the LA Aqueduct program and that led to the springs drying up, and Cerro Gordo drying up. That's a big reason nobody wanted it really. People have been trying different approaches for years to get water back. Trucking up water, collecting, etc. There is water that collects at the 700 level of the main mine shaft, so 700 feet below the surface. They once pumped water out of there to bring into town. That pump went out about 15 to 20 years ago. Nobody replaced it because of the danger involved in replacing it. To get down to the 700 level you have to use the original hoist and cage from 1865. Over the past few months, I put together a crew, and we went down and replaced the pump. After that, we had to run 500 feet of new piping back up. But, I can say for the first time in a few decades, Cerro Gordo, kinda, has water. The system isn't perfect right now, so I won't count it as total win yet. This reply received 3687 upvotes. A comment from user 420 Prelude says, "Will you sell, rent houses to people once everything is restored?" This comment received 2561 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Hopefully rent on short-term basis, eventually. I think part of the beauty of the town is the space and stillness, so always want to be conscious of how many people are up here at any time. But I think it would be really cool to let people stay in some of the original buildings. Like the house that the founder of the town built, etc. It's interacting with history in an interesting way." This reply received 3586 upvotes. A comment from user dude_STFU says, "Have you tried pitching this to any producers, networks? Someone living in and reviving an abandoned ghost town is right up the Nat Geo, Discovery, HGTV alley. I'd watch it." This comment received 567 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Some production companies have approached. It always seems to go sideways because I guess that's how that industry works." This reply received 651 upvotes. A comment from user first name says, "I have been following you on YouTube. Super interested. I feel sure that at some point you will find a section of tunnel that is appearing to be flat, maybe some ceiling debris on the ground. Only to find out it's a loose covering of debris and truly you are over a vertical shaft hidden by that debris. Maybe supported by some old beams. Are there any precautions you take for this to hopefully not be a surprise you find? Are there pretty reliable descriptions or maps of the layouts of the mines?" This comment received 1155 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "There are maps of the mines. Not all the mines I check out, but some of them. I explore the mines a lot. Probably too much. Like every day I probably am inside an old mine for 2 to 4 hours. Doing that for 6 months has given me a better understanding of the mines, what to look for, what to look out for, etc. I also bring a decent amount of safety equipment with me now, which I stupidly didn't at first." This reply received 1610 upvotes. A comment from user Loud Cake Eater says, "I was devastated to see the old American hotel burn down, and ended up contributing to the GoFundMe. Are you still waiting for permits to continue the construction? Love the channel by the way. Say hi to the goats from me smiley face." This comment received 1359 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That means a ton. I'm happy to say that on September 23rd, we got unanimous approval in a public hearing to rebuild and operate the hotel. So we have permits in hand and are working every day to get this thing back by next summer. Winter is coming quick however." This reply received 1604 upvotes. A comment from user Vifi says, "I'm a mining engineer from Australia. Any plans to produce a computer 3D model of the underground workings under the town? We aren't that far away in the industry from being able to use mini drones to automatically map underground. Think that scene in Prometheus for reference minus the stupidity. Also people are starting to use 3D printing for underground 3D plans. You might get some interest from the university in the US that teach mining engineering to collaborate on those kinds projects if you reach out to them." This comment received 508 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "That's a good idea. I'd like to create physical diagram too to show people." This reply received 375 upvotes. A comment from user deleted user says, "What are your plans for the town? Do you see this as largely functioning as a residential tenement or more of a revenue-focused tourist attraction?" This comment received 268 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "I'd like for more people to experience the town's history and natural beauty. So practically, that means, I hope some people can stay overnight, in hotel or an original building, or they can come take a tour of the property during the day. But with all that, Maintain the history that makes this town what it is. This reply received 412 upvotes. A comment from user I am your kid says, "Congrats on owning a beautiful town. I virtually scouted Cerro Gordo as a potential location for an independent short film last year, a psychedelic Pakistani cowboy story. I never found the right place and the project stalled out. But revisiting images of the Cerro Gordo ghost town, I'm again realizing it's the perfect place. Would you consider having me film there? I can send you the treatment and reel. Update. Whoa, this got a lot of love. I appreciate it so much. Thanks especially to everyone who expressed an interest in working on the film. Once I get things going, I'll reach out to you folks. This is a passion project and I would love to work on it. People who respond to the concept. Much love to all." This comment received 1959 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Shoot me a message on Instagram." This reply received 1386 upvotes. A comment from user Max_Power says, "Why do your friends not live in Cerro Gordo? Those with whom you bought the town." This comment received 423 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "They all have lives and obligations elsewhere." This reply received 613 upvotes. A comment from user Mutapi says, "What happened to the old caretaker? I can't recall the elderly gentleman's name, but he was certainly a character." This comment received 411 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Robert. He went home early in the pandemic to be with his wife. So I've been filling in for 7 months or so." This reply received 607 upvotes. A comment from user Meow555 says, "How do you get Wi-Fi there?" This comment received 492 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "I use an ATT hotspot. It isn't perfect, but works just fine for Reddit. Ad has a tower on a surrounding mountaintop." This reply received 811 upvotes. A comment from user Axios_ says, "I had no idea this place existed. Time to binge watch all your videos. The 2 I've seen are absolutely fantastic. Other than monetary donations, is there any other way to help out? Cerro Gordo is 4 hours away and I'd love to help you and just see the place in person. I can bring lots of water and non-perishables and take as much trash as I can before I leave. Plus I don't believe in ghosts, so it'd be cool to have a paranormal experience. This entire thing fascinates me. Thank you so much for sharing." This comment received 391 upvotes. A reply from the original author H.K. Austin says, "Yeah. We always could use water, non-perishables, and an extra set of hands sometimes. Shoot me a message on here on Instagram?" This reply received 311 upvotes.